Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How are you today? Well, get your coffee, maybe some chocolate, because you just never know with me. Well, first, before we get into anything, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, please go ahead because it's not too late for the September newsletter, okay? Email me or Trish, okay? All of the important information is always in the description box below, okay? So you're going to need it for this. You're going to need your coffee, your chocolate, whatever, okay? First, I'm going to tell you what a subscriber sent me, okay? And then we'll get into some articles, okay? So this is what she had to say. She said, so I just went to my local Kroger's, which is a grocery store, okay? And I was checking out. I always use cash. This way they can't trace how or what I spend my money on. Smart girl. She said, the cashier asked me if I had 3 cents. I told her, sorry, I did not. I asked, why? Is no one wanting to give out change? She said, we won't be using change or dollars, for that matter, much longer. We are going to gold and silver and Bitcoin. I said, really? She said, yes, ma'am. You remember when you would throw a silver coin to pay for stuff? That's what we're getting prepared for. So we won't have coins or dollars much longer. I did ask her when this would take place, and she stated she wasn't sure, but it won't be long. I told her, well, if they are telling you guys this, then it must be getting ready to transfer over. She said, yes, ma'am, won't be long. I say all this so you can stress to your subscribers that they need to be getting prepared. If this store is telling their cashiers this info, it's closer than we think. I don't really know how Bitcoin works, neither do I, honestly. But I do know what Trish says. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. Make sure they understand to get physical precious metals. Price for silver is fairly cheap right now. It's worth the money because when they switch over, who knows what the cost per ounce will be. Exactly. So, you guys know that I, and me and Trish, we always say, you should really be stocking up on silver, okay? So, in the description box below is a website, okay? And Trish has her places that she goes to, right on. But in the description box below is a place that I always go to, okay? Yeah, it's local, ish to me, okay? But I literally drive out of my way to go to this place. But the website is in the description box, okay? It's called Vermilion Enterprises LLC, okay? And I already spoke to the owner. And he said, go to his website and call him. Okay, and he said he's willing to help you guys out, okay? So call him. I go every payday, okay? And I buy 2 Morgans and 3 half dollars. $100. Okay? So call him, please, okay? He's a really great guy. It's him and his wife. They own this place, okay? So yeah, start stacking up on silver. Please, because, if this is already starting to happen at a Kroger, they're not as big as Walmart's or Target's or Aldi's. Okay, and then it'll start to go to like Winn-Dixie. What's some of the places up north that I remember? ShopRite, Acme, or some other places, okay? So start stacking up on the silver, okay? I know gold is like, out of reach for like 95% of us, right on. So start stacking up on silver. Okay. So, but even still, if you have like junk silver, like, a broken necklace or, a ring that doesn't fit anymore or whatever the case may be, keep it. Would you please? Okay. So like, I mean, seriously, like my wedding band, it's silver. Yeah. This will never come off my finger. It's been on here for 25 years. It's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? But still at all, even if you have gold jewelry, keep it. Matter of fact, I know this is completely off topic, but I have to say it. Forever and a day, I mean, I'm going to be 46, okay? I've never had an allergic reaction to gold. Last week, I even told Trish about this. She goes, "You've got to be kidding me." I said, "No." I always wore, and if you look back at some of my, older videos from like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I always had gold rings on these pinkies, right? And they were my great-grandmother's wedding band, okay? And my mother's ring, okay? And I started having like a weird reaction like on my skin. And I couldn't wear the rings anymore. So I took them off and I was just like, what's going on? So I showed my mom and she's like, "Are you allergic to gold?" And I'm like, "No, I've never been allergic to gold." She said, "Chips, you're going to be 46. Your body changes all the time." She goes, "Don't be surprised." So I took the rings off. It's been about a week and a half. And after putting vitamin E on, because I use vitamin E on my skin all the time, and it's finally starting to clear up. But I'm allergic to gold now. So I said to Trish, I said, "Do you believe in signs? Is this a sign?" So I can no longer wear my family heirlooms. How strange is that? And the one ring, which is my great-grandmother's wedding band, is over 100 years old. Yeah. And my other ring, my grandmother's ring, is over 40 years old. So how strange is that? Anyway, getting back on topic. So, if you can afford it, okay, even if you're just going to a local coin dealer, and for the love of God, please don't be buying coins off of the TV commercials that say, "If you buy this now," don't, okay, go to a reputable coin dealer, please, or call my guy, okay? I don't get kickbacks or anything like that. I'm just saying go to him because I go to him and I know that he's reputable, right on? So start getting some silver, okay? That's a part of preps anyways. So, oh, what's in my eye? So, anyways, on to these two things these two articles, okay? Okay, so there's extreme weather that we know about, okay? But it adds to crop issues. We've known about this, okay? But this year's extreme weather, and when I talk about it, I mean, look at what Ida did. Oh my God. Ida. That hurricane, wow, that was bad. That was bad. And now Florida and, the Gulf Coast and everything, because September, October, November is when the Gulf Coast of Florida, that's when we get hit bad. We've been lucky. So this year's extreme weather caused by climate change. Don't you just love when they have to throw that in there? Is impacting crops to extremes that farmers haven't seen in their lifetimes. Prolonged heat waves and droughts have caused this year's corn, soybean, almond, honey, We always stock up on honey, right? Citrus, avocado production to crash and prices to skyrocket. So Hurricane Ida, okay, dealt the latest blow. Key agricultural ports in New Orleans are now shut down, trapping corn, grain, soy exports, this time sending futures contracts down in expectation of a supply glut. Now, why does this matter? Some farmers already hard hit by the health and economic effects of the Rona are debating whether they should continue farming at all. And I've even asked myself that question, with my garden. Because it seems like no matter how many times I get my butt out there in the greenhouses or even outside, with my fruit trees and stuff like that, because the weather has been so hot, over 100 degrees every single day. No matter how much you water, it gets soaked, and it's like, it's insane. And my plants are not producing anything, nothing. So it's like, why do it at all? Why do it at all? That's how bad it is. Why do it at all? Nothing is producing because of this weather. So I'm just going to wait, with the colder weather and do cold weather crops. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, is just do cold weather crops, because this summer has been so hot. I mean, in above 100 degrees every single day. And I'm not just talking 101, 102, 103. No. Like 113, 114, 115. And no matter how much you water, it just doesn't matter. So, going on. So, food price inflation, which has also already been a concern globally, is making governments nervous. So this is what they're saying. In a normal year, we might see one hot spell, right? Or we might see one dry spell, one cold spell. We've had all those this year. The median prices of corn. You know what this is saying? I have to get to the coin dealer today. No, wait, they're closed. It's Sunday. Corn, soybeans remain near their highest points this year. In the late spring, they'd risen nearly 63% and 48% respectively since August of 2020, according to S&P Capital IQ. The price of wheat rose about 40% since last year, but has since come down a bit. Now the big picture. Hunger was already on the rise before the pandemic. The world can't afford food production issues when health crisis and supply chain related problems haven't yet been resolved. So these are things that we all have to think about, okay? And we can stockpile as much as we want, okay? But with inflation, that's going to hit us. It's going to hit all of us, regardless. But the people who can't afford it, it's going to hit them even more. They're going to go even more hungry. And then, in my opinion, that's when crime is going to rise. More shoplifting, more burglaries. But the burglaries isn't going to be looking for drugs or money or anything. They're going to be stealing your food. So, amp up your security if you can. So, This one, was in San Francisco. And the 911 system had to be restored after nearly a 2-hour disruption. Wow. So a power outage in San Francisco on Friday morning that briefly interrupted some city services, including 911 and 311, has been restored. San Francisco Department of Emergency Management Executive Director Mary Ellen Carroll said technical difficulties with the city's 911 system began at around 6:55 in the morning. City officials then realized the issue had spread to other city services. As the outage was being investigated, 911 was put into manual mode and took calls to a limited capacity. This is a situation we've planned for. We have experienced power outages in the past, and our protocols continue to support our systems and our response. Around 10 a.m., city officials said power was restored and all services appeared to be working normally, although there is no word so far on what caused the outage. Okay, so what's been causing outages more frequently now, more so than ever before? Hacking. You know, the cyber idiots doing but why would you want to hit 911? I mean, that's just stupid. Oh, but I guess, you have to think like a criminal in order to understand their reasonings, which I can't seem to do. So, although this outage is under investigation, the initial assessment indicates there was not a utility power outage and a localized connectivity issue. While the incident is currently under investigation, we are actively implementing mitigation measures to ensure we do not have this happen again. Although 911 service was limited during the outage, any calls made to 911 at that time were tracked and are being returned by 911 operators. San Francisco Police Chief Bill Scott said, "We do prepare for these types of outages, and we've had them before, but we want to assure that the public, when these outages and things of this nature happen, that we will still be there. Residents are being reminded to only dial 911 in emergencies." Wow, so sad. All right, guys, that's all for this video. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always,